Hello everyone, I'm here with Raul Fonseca, as you know, on the trip with us, our scriptural expert, a great friend, a great person to be with on this trip. Tell me how your feelings, Raul, after 5 or 6 days in Israel about this project.
Well, it's been really good. First of all, the company is spectacular.
Thank you, on behalf of the others.
But the experience has been extraordinary. It was much more than I ever thought it could be.
Yeah.
I would rank it as probably the second most important thing, as far as, first of all, being the scriptures themselves, to see Jesus through the light of God's eyes. And then, for me, in order of studying those scriptures, being able to understand the Greek is very important. But to get a sense of the terrain and the geography and just the knowledge of knowing the environment in which Jesus traveled, it just adds a whole new dimension to understanding.
What were your feelings about Jerusalem?
Jerusalem, to me, represents the conflict, the religious conflict that people still have with God.
Yes.
And we see this huge contrast between the different religious groups trying to reach God on their terms instead of understanding God from His perspective and allowing His grace and His hands to touch and mold our hearts so that we can love Him and love others. And Jerusalem absolutely is a spectacular city where you see people trying to grab land when God's trying to have them grab hold of Him and reach out to one another.
Raul, every night you have taken us and opened the Bible and refocused us and recalibrated us on His story. Can you see His story here? Can you? I mean, is it clearer to see it here from this trip to see His story?
I've always felt that to tell the story of Jesus, the optimum opportunity that we could have would be to tell it from where He lived, and those that were touched by Him and His Spirit and their lives were totally connected with Him. This land brings that together. To imagine that Jesus walked along these shores here and that they lived here. This is supposedly the house of Peter in Capernaum.
Yes.
And to see the synagogue and to see the area in which He would have been walking. We came from the mount where the Beatitudes were spoken, and just to be there and to be able to look out and see the sea, to imagine and hear the words, blessed are the poor in spirit, to really see that theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And He's not talking about here, but to something much greater than here, but to be there where He initially spoke it, and to see all the beauty here and how many people want to come and just be here, how much greater it's going to be with Jesus in heaven.
Yes. I have one last question for you, my friend. I've so enjoyed having you here with us, and it's been such a great time
in our spectacular. It's mutual.
In our life. Who's this story about?
This story is about Jesus. It's about lives and hearts that are touched by Him, and that they desire to walk with Him, because there is no one like God. He became flesh and walked among us. He dwelt among us, and He still does for all of those that want to follow Him. And I'm just excited about the opportunity for people to at least have a glimpse of what that may look like in the lives of those who walked with Him. This story is an amazing story. It leads us to Him and draws us closer to an understanding of what those words are. And I hope that it draws the picture so that people will be inspired to continue to seek Him with all of their heart.
God bless you, my friend. Shalom.
Thank you.
Salam.
Shalom.